Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the PhazeCast. This is a PhazeCast. This is just... Look at this big box I'm in. Not the tiny box in the corner. No PowerPoints to hurt my head.
Not
today.
yet. Not yet.
I hate you. Anyway, first things first, I guess I have to announce it. The demand. The demand was everywhere, says Eric to me, constantly, in text messages, in the middle of my workday. Calling me in the middle of my workday.
You almost
when
got
I was
eaten by a
dealing
bear.
with a potential bear threat. Anyway, but we don't need to talk about that. But apparently demand is there. So I'd like to announce that we are introducing the PhazePoint, where it's literally just more PowerPoint presentations where Eric will try to break my mind and I will talk about the things that I love and just get really fucking cranked about it, honestly. Eric, are you excited about this endeavor? I think that you were the one most pushing for it.
I am excited to find new ways to break you, Joe.
Yep. All right, so
we'll see you on Friday.
That is true. Okay,
What are we talking about today here in our Spotify friendly version?
Spotify friendly. Well, the first thing I do want to say is, hey guys, thank you so much for liking the TikTok, showing up through the YouTube stuff. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate it. If you do like our content, please go ahead, follow us, like us, do whatever you need to do on social media. Eric runs that shit. I'm just the talent. Anyway,
tell your friends.
Today
tell your
mom.
mom.
We're going to talk about a few things. Just a few things. One of the things I want to talk about is the new Halo series, the television show. We're on 3 episodes right now.
Explain it to me, Joe. I'm not about to pay for Paramount Plus.
Explain it to you? Well, we'll get to that. The other thing I wanted to touch on real quick is that Kingdom Hearts news today. Now, I'm a big fan of Kingdom Hearts. Oh, you don't know this. I get to breaking news for my friend Eric.
Oh, it's going to be posted like 3 days after.
I mean, it is going to be posted. Breaking news for my... That's why I said for you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Jesus, you don't listen. You never listen to me. You never do.
What's the news?
You never listen.
Because I had a friend.
Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, okay. I had a friend that texted me. It was like, man, Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts 4 sucks. And I was like, I think you mean 3. They're doing 4?
I don't know why. Yeah, they're doing 4. They released a trailer for it with tiny gameplay. Tiny gameplay. Sora looks... They look a lot more human. They look a lot more human. Sora's hair is cut shorter.
What?
Very anime-esque. His big, goofy shoes are gone. They even make a point of showing Sora's feet in the trailer because he's just kind of there.
Whoa, they do look like real people-y.
Yeah, they look like real people-y. And at first I thought, like, oh, well, then what does that mean? And then at the end of the trailer, spoilers, by the way. Ooh, this is a show we talk about fucking spoilers all the time. Donald and Goofy show up. So Donald and Goofy are there, looking good. It's only the Japanese version of the trailer is what I saw. Donald's and Goofy's Japanese voice actors... It's just Donald and Goofy speaking Japanese. It's
Let me
crazy.
hear it. Hold on. Here, I got it right here.
It's crazy to me. Oh, you can...
I can hear it. Because they show up at the very end here. I see them walking.
Yeah. Are you just going to play...
I just want to hear their voices.
Okay.
Oh, that's impressive. That's good.
Yeah. Please stop putting your audio recording from another thing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The Heartless that shows up in the trailer, right? Because they do like a whole big giant Heartless attacking the city that Sora's at, and Sora is running at it, and Sora's using a new ability where the keychain on his keyblade is like a hook shot. I don't know. But the Heartless they show doesn't have the heart symbol. It has a keyhole. On its body.
Well, he effectively defeated the Heartless, right?
I mean, you can't defeat the Heartless. The Heartless are when your body separates from your soul or whatever. Because Kingdom Hearts, right?
Where is
the Heartless should always exist.
Where is he living right now?
Well, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, he's at like this weird city thing, and this is where he's at. And apparently it takes place like, oh, we found you 6 days ago and you haven't woken up yet. We've just left you asleep on the couch for 6 days. Also, this is a world thriving with life, but for people like us, it just seems like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Is this heaven?
Oh, no, there's Xanthor and Xehanort.
Oh, yeah, they're not done. They're not done.
Oh no!
We're always gonna have Organization 13 cloaks and all that other stuff.
Zimity Zoo is there.
He's flying around fighting. It looks like a Heartless, but it doesn't have a Heartless symbol on it. It has like a keyhole symbol.
Yeah, it does definitely look like a Heartless though.
Yeah, but who knows what new enemy name we're gonna give this thing? But Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced. Very anime looking ass Sora, even more so, because at least he like kind of looked like a weird Disney and anime mix.
Yeah.
For like most of the series, this one he just looks. I don't know if we're gonna get a lot of Disney stuff. He should.
He looks like a man just living in a city.
Yeah.
I feel like the tease with Donald and Goofy, if they hadn't put Donald and Goofy in, I'd be like, oh well, I don't know, but like you can see it right there above the logo. It says Disney and Square Enix.
Yep.
And then Donald and Goofy show. I mean, they have to do some.
They have to. We're going back to it. But we're getting Kingdom Hearts 4, everybody. Who knows how long that's going to be?
Probably will be in our 40s. What are the top Disney properties that you want to see?
Oh, in that?
In Kingdom Hearts 4.
Well, here's the thing. They have to do some older properties, right? Because they have to do like a go back to the old world situation.
Whichever one is coming out on Blu-ray that year.
Yeah, and then they're gonna do newer ones. So we're probably gonna see, Encanto is like almost absolutely gonna be in there, right?
Yeah, probably.
There's no way Encanto isn't going to be. Turning Red, maybe. I just don't know how you would turn the Turning Red story into one where you fight Heartless.
That would be cool.
I mean,
like that movie.
They do have giant fighting pandas, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
We'll definitely. Technically, Rapunzel.
I think Tangled is actually probably the one. I mean, not that but like that I think is going to show up. I feel like they might do Tangled again.
If they do Tangled, they do have like the show properties they could add.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
I feel like
Frozen 2 probably like much.
Frozen 2.
Talk. This is my show now. Guys. Eric has lagged into oblivion. He looks like he's moving normally now. Eric, will you say something?
Frozen 2?
Wow, that's still pretty laggy. Frozen 2 will show up for sure. I believe so.
Frozen 2?
Stop saying Frozen 2.
Can you hear me say it?
Now.
Okay.
Yes, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, you know, because those were my two favorite levels in Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, were Frozen and Tangled.
We already finished up Toy Story.
I mean...
Can't do that again.
Dude, the Toy Story level was kind of weird in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I liked the Toy Story level almost the most, I think.
What?
Just something about the final boss fight in that area was really good. And then also... Woody fucking stepping up to the main villain of the series, telling him you don't have any friends, and heart is light, and this is that. And I'm like, this is weird.
I know, that's the thing. It just was like their personalities were a little off. It didn't do it for me. But what are the properties that you want to see, regardless of how likely it is?
More Hercules.
More Hercules. Okay.
I just like Hercules. I
like Hercules too.
He's also been like a staple like world or area in the series.
Yeah.
All the games, essentially.
The Coliseum. And then you finally get to go to the Hercules fucking world, which was pretty nice, except there were invisible walls.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Probably not put invisible walls in your game in 2018.
It's a goddamn kids game.
I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is.
You don't know if it is.
Did you know that when I saw Hercules in theaters, I left early because the Pain and Panic scared me?
Pain and Panic scared you?
Well, Hades especially, but like just the whole thing. They were talking about plotting to kill a baby, and I was like, I'm out. So I left. I asked my parents if we could leave, and they were all right.
You're such a child.
I mean, I was literally a child when I saw it.
I watched it at the same age you did. I watched it at the same age you did, and that instead of fearing that, Hercules, Go the Distance is one of my karaoke jams, man.
I mean, that's a great song.
It's a great song. Michael Bolton, thank you. God. But yeah, we're getting Kingdom Hearts 4. That's the news.
I would like to see Coco would be cool.
Coco would be cool. That'd be a good world. Yeah, that'd be really... Especially because I think we're going to deal with the fact that Sora is technically dead.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, he could go to the... Ooh, yeah. That'd be good. I also...
What worlds do we want to see where Donald's magic transforms their outfits? That's what I want to do. Let's talk about
That's what I like the Monsters, Inc. one for.
The Monsters, Inc. one was good. That's good.
That was ridiculous.
I don't want to do Pirates again. Let's not do any of the Pirates 4 sequels or any of that. We don't need to do that.
No, that would be fine with it. That was cool how it is. They don't need to go back there.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do some weird Disney properties. Let's do Cars.
How about the Shaggy Dog?
Have Sora turn into a car.
No,
I want a car running around with a Keyblade.
What about the Parent Trap?
No, you can't do the Parent Trap.
But the Dennis Quaid remake.
No, you cannot do
Lindsay Lohan.
Any of the Parent Traps.
Maybe
they'll do Hocus Pocus. That'd be cool.
That'd be interesting.
Because they're getting a sequel.
Yeah, they are.
Tie it in.
Yeah, they are.
I'm okay with the sequel. Do you not like the idea of a sequel?
I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like...
spell on you.
There's really anywhere for that to go.
And now you're lagging. You're just so lagging right now. I don't know what's wrong with your guy.
Hello?
I hear you, but then your mouth goes like literally 2 seconds later.
That's okay.
Okay, sure. All right then. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4, that's announced. We got
it would be cool if they did, because now they have Marvel and Star Wars.
If they did some Marvel or Star Wars properties, that would be hype as fuck.
They technically can do that. You know what also they can do? They can put the fucking Muppets in it. Imagine that. Imagine like
Sora as a Muppet.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good as far as like costume changes.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy as Muppets. That'd be pretty good.
And they have to like put together an episode of the Muppet Show. They're like freaking out about setting
They're just walking around and they're like, "Huh, where'd these new guests come from?"
and they
"You have to escape. We have to get out of here. The Heartless are gonna blow up the stage." Well, there's explosions all the time. We have a show to run.
Yeah.
Quick.
That's all they would care about. That just getting the show going. That'd be great. Oh man, that's my number one pick now.
Muppet would be good. Muppets would be good. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man would be cool.
Because he in the trailer, his fucking stupid keychain now extends to like hookshot him places. Apparently,
yeah. And
he can fly. I don't know why we changed things.
He like hookshots that thing, and then Spider-Man's at the top of it, and he's like, blah, 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 blah.
That's not what Spider-Man does at all.
People
like you and how we get the Morbius movie. All right, so we're gonna go
replace that with like Spider-Man dialogue. He'd be like, "Man, I've heard of." Man, I've heard of keys, but not blade keys.
Well, it would be Marvel Spider-Man. So
Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah, it'd be Tom Holland freaking out.
Yeah, that'd be.
Oh, that's so cool! You got a key that Get the fuck out.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Man, keys. I thought they were just for doors."
I hate you. Halo. So the Halo series. Halo has a live-action television series on Paramount Plus. I am 2 out of 3 episodes in right now. And so I want to give you kind of like first thoughts, Eric. First thoughts. So do you have any questions about the show before I get into it?
What I have heard about the show is that it does not very closely follow the games, which I think is probably the right move, if that is the case.
It happens before the first Halo game.
Okay.
Is the timeline.
Okay.
Like, Cortana isn't even created yet.
But they are working on it, because she...
I believe she actually finishes creation in episode 3.
Okay, because I know they got her same voice actor to do that.
Yeah, they got the voice actor, a different actress, but yeah. The voiceover thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I believe so. But yes, it happens before the first Halo game.
Okay, yeah. So, so it is sort of leading in story-wise to...
I think it leads into Halo, but it definitely adds its own elements to it. I don't know how far into canon it's going to go. It's already kind of, shaking up canon a little bit, so it's its own, little series, which I think is fine. Whenever you do a TV series, for us nerds, we want just a direct adaptation, right? That's how The Witcher Season 1 was really good, but Season 2 was kind of whatever.
Yeah, I think sometimes that is what is expected.
Yeah. But when... I feel like because they're just trying to hit such a broad audience with it, they needed to... They didn't Mandalorian Chief. I'll tell you that right now.
Did they neuter all the Spartans like in the books?
We don't talk about whether or not they're neutered.
Are they eunuchs?
No, they didn't. They didn't. And I can tell you that because one of the Spartans in episode 2, he was a Spartan from the books. They kind of changed his background a little bit, but he is one of the Spartans in the books. He is AWOL, and he's escaped onto his own colony, and he has a kid.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like all these canonical changes, Joe.
I mean,
I like my Spartans the way I like my Ken dolls.
Were Spartans turned into eunuchs? Is that real?
I believe that.
Or are you just saying that?
No, I believe that they do mention somewhere in the books. I think the first book that they did remove their balls.
That doesn't. I don't think that's true.
I think they did.
Chemically, not actually.
Oh, okay. Well, still,
they were just altered because
right.
that's different.
Well, they rendered their balls useless.
They gave them drugs and hormones to reduce sex drive.
Okay.
Which they actually make mention of in that episode that the other Spartan is introduced, because Chief basically. In the first episode, we follow an anti-UNSC rebel band on a different planet, right?
Yeah.
And they're just trying to live their lives, and we follow this group of teenagers who are going to go smoke some space weed.
What?
Outside of the
There's space weed?
Smoke let me finish my story. They go to smoke space mushrooms. My bad. They go to eat some space mushrooms outside of the protective walls. And while they're doing that, one of them notices alien shit happening, and she's like, guys, we gotta go, the Covenant. And she's like, and everyone's high already. They're like, what? And they all get murdered.
Oh, that's...
They're murdered by, except for the girl. She gets to run away and go tell her dad, who runs the area, that the aliens are here. Oh my god.
Another negative depiction of psychedelics in media.
I don't know if it's negative. I mean, they were just high when they were attacked by a bunch of aliens that they weren't expecting. I don't think it's negative. Is that negative?
I mean, I feel like it's a pretty big trope where they're like, oh, let's go get high, and then they fucking die. The 80s horror movies.
That's a horror movie. That's not a negative thing. That's just real though. If you go fuck off somewhere and are getting drunk or high, you're not paying attention to all the things around you.
I think that if I were on mushrooms and encountered aliens, I would be able to fight them.
Well, remember, they're Covenant and they're invisible. And they have sniper weapons. And that's exactly what fucking happens to these kids. We see their heads get fucking blown off.
Yeah, I actually don't think...
And it's
I would run.
Brutal.
I would be able to run.
Yeah, but only one of them saw them, got the warning off, and she started running, and that's how she got out.
Okay. Fine.
Anyway, we get back to the encampment. They're all getting ready because they think it's the the UNSC here to stomp on their rats as a free colony. And instead, it's a bunch of Covenant elites. I love the way the elites look. They look very, full-on elite look. Their fucking weapons are on point. They make all the sounds. They make all the video game sounds.
That has to be satisfying, dude.
It was very satisfying. You even see, one of the elites just pulls out the fucking sword. It does ksh, and I'm just like, oh, fuck yes. All these people are dead. Literally, it's a massacre. They just start going around the little small encampment, killing people. They even open a room that has all the women and children in it, and you just see them shooting into it. They fucking kill. It's fucking, bam. It's like, this is the Covenant. And I'm like, oh. And then, boom, drop. You got Master Chief and his squad of 3 other brand new named, new character Spartans. It's his team.
And they kick ass? Do they kick ass, Joe?
They kick ass, Eric. And they do really good, you know, like some decent stunt work in the big suits against the CGI monsters. Everything sounds right. And as soon as Master Chief and them show up, the music plays, Eric. The music plays. Oh. Yeah, and it's so hype. So fucking hype.
So I do have a fallback question about Kingdom Hearts 4 in the trailer. I didn't listen to it with sound on. Do they use simple and clean?
No.
Oh, well then what the fuck is the point?
There's no Utado Hikaru at all. Listen, it's not the opening though. It's not the opening. It's just a trailer.
I know. They don't have to use simple and clean. They didn't use it in every situation. It's fine.
They only use it in one game anyway.
I know. I just really like that song. I know.
It's a good song. I know.
I just want it to come back. But yeah,
Eric, you're just giving me too many things.
Did you know that Martin O'Donnell ended up suing? I think he ended up suing Microsoft over the rights to the music for Halo. I think because they sort of just decided that they had carte blanche use of it, which was not what he signed up for. And I think they maybe settled out of court. I don't remember exactly the specifics of it.
Get your money, man.
Yeah, seriously. I hope he did. I don't really remember how that ended up shaking out. I think it was him. I might be completely wrong. But I love that music. I mean,
who doesn't?
And to preface this
what group of boys in high school or in elementary school growing up with the Halo series, right? If someone does the we fucking go. We all know. It turned random boys into a choir in the middle of the school day.
It was, it was a revelation, Halo. I wasted my entire life on that game.
Very good.
So I do have high hopes for the show in general, and it's nice to hear that they at least got some of the, things right.
Spartans drop, they start kicking ass, the music plays. Chief does his thing. Chief is in the newer armor, and they even say that he's in the Mjolnir 6 armor, or whatever the fuck.
They do address that.
Yeah, they address it. They just say this is Mjolnir 6 armor. They don't mention the 4 armor or anything like that.
Okay.
But they have him in the newer armor. He starts kicking ass. They switch to some first-person scenes.
Oh, cool.
With the gun and, the HUD and everything. It's good. You even see his shield break, and it goes... while he hides. It's literally... It's so good. That scene alone got me, into the whole series. I want to watch and see where this goes.
Okay.
And then, after the major action scene, and, there's only that one girl who survived is the only survivor in that whole town now. Chief and the rest of the Spartans go. They find a Covenant artifact. Chief touches it, and it starts activating, because that's what Covenant artifacts do whenever Chief touches shit. Or Forerunner artifacts, I'm sorry. And, one Covenant guy sees that it activates, stops trying to kill him, turns invisible, and then flies off. And the whole series is... This is the Spartans don't have any memories of their past lives other than being a Spartan. They, they have, the emotional blockers and everything built into their bodies and all this other stuff via the armor, yada, yada, yada. They're just tools of war. But
that's what I want to see.
But when Chief touches this, he remembers he had a dog when he was a kid.
No!
So Chief starts to slowly question the UNSC and what they did to him. But he never questions Halsey. And Halsey, in this fucking show, is just as, shady as she's ever been.
That's good.
In any other form of media.
That's good.
All the Spartans love her, though. Immediately, they just trust her.
But that's sort of the dynamic, right?
Yeah.
They're well, we just have to listen to this lady.
Yeah. So basically, Chief takes the artifact and the girl survivor back to Reach, right? Which Reach looks so good. Reach looks really good. I was very happy to see, a 3D version of it. A live-action version of it. But he decides halfway through that he's not going to kill the girl because they told her to kill the girl.
Oh, shit.
Because, yeah. So he takes off his helmet. He does a lot of this. When he's not fighting, he has the helmet off. So we get to see Chief's face all the time.
Oh, really?
It's okay. Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Second episode, it's off all the time. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, not a lot of people. That's why I said they didn't Mandalorian it. They I guess because the whole. I guess I get the reason why they're doing it, is because they're trying to show the human side of the Spartan program.
Yeah.
To do that, you gotta take the helmet off, Chief. You know.
Right.
But I don't know who. But once again, it's a different story. I don't think a lot of the Halo fanatics of the originals are going to enjoy where this ride is taking us so far. But I still want to see it. I still want to see it through. Basically, Chief betrays them and he leaves to go find his friend that he let go, who was in the books. They just kind of changed his backstory. And the UNSC just talks about all of the Spartans as if they're property.
Mm-hmm.
We really see like the dark side of the UNSC because we only saw like, oh, there's an alien war. Nothing matters. Let's just fight the alien war, right? But
right.
we're seeing the dark side of the UNSC. Chief escapes in a really kind of cool, tense moment where, like, as his ship is landing with the girl, because he doesn't want to kill her, all the normal soldiers are surrounding the ship because they have orders basically to take Chief in and kill him if necessary because he's disobeying orders and he's too dangerous.
So this is like one of those like stowaway stories, sort of.
Kinda. He comes back literally the second episode after dropping off the kid.
Oh, okay. He does drop her off. I see.
Yeah,
okay.
He drops her off with his friend Spartan and then keeps the artifact, takes it back to Halsey. And Halsey's like, oh, I'm glad you trust me, blah, 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 blah. Even though I'm literally Halsey and I'm kind of evil at this point. It's weird.
She's not good.
Weird. Well, she's making a clone just so she can destroy the clone and then make Cortana out of it. We see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, but I get people, I guess, sort of like being upset with whatever about changes.
They want to see... Yeah.
But it also sounds like they've gotten enough right that I would enjoy it. I'm still not going to pay for fucking Paramount Plus.
Fair.
But I'll see it eventually, I guess.
It's one of those things where, like, we were never going to get a direct interpretation. I knew that going into this series.
Right, and that's fine.
And when it comes to video games, comics, you're never going to get direct interpretations in, like, mainstream popular media. But as long as it hits the right notes and it still tells a good story, I can accept it as, like, a Halo story.
Yeah.
You know? That's what... And so far, like, the second episode was a lot of talking. It was very Game of Thronesy. It was just a lot of political talking and a lot of, like, you got to be more than just a soldier, Chief.
Oh, okay.
You got to be a person, you know?
I guess that's all right.
Yeah, and, like, that's the thing. Like, they want to explore Master Chief as a character in this.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. But it's different. It's very different.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they...
Visually,
go ahead.
It looks amazing. All the sound effects, the weapons, they all look good. Anything that people nitpick about stuff like, oh, he's in the Mjolnir 6 armor. I'm like, just shut the fuck up. You didn't want him to be... You didn't want to see him in the Mjolnir 4 armor for a whole fucking series.
Yeah, like
it looks stupid.
Yeah, the
shut
Halo
the
1
fuck
armor.
Up. Halo 1 armor
really
looks
round.
stupid. We don't wear it, yeah. Ever since Halo 2, he's basically worn that same type of armor with just some smart, like, modifications. That's the helmet people know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the helmet you're gonna market. That's fine. I mean, listen. The thing is it's like, if it seems like it's in the hands of people who cared at least about, you know, things like making it look like Halo, making it sound like Halo, and I think that's probably the most important aspect. That's good to hear because that was my biggest concern. You're like,
I bet you that production team loves Halo.
Yeah, and that's what...
That comes across in everything I'm visually seeing.
That's what it takes, I feel like, and that's great. Because story-wise, where they take it, if I don't care for the story, like, whatever, at least they didn't, like, ruin it, where, like, the sword, like, makes a completely different noise, and, like, you know, that kind of stuff. I feel like that's what really matters.
I do have to mention this one thing, because this is the thing that a lot of people, I think, are already hating on.
Oh, okay.
There's a human in the Covenant.
There's a human in the Covenant?
Yeah, there's a human girl.
There's a human girl in the Covenant?
Yeah.
Was that... How?
She just kind of like one of the elites who saw Master Chief interact with it goes back to tell, I think, truth. All the prophets are there, by the way, and the prophets look good.
Oh, that's cool.
But there's a human girl, and I think she's basically there to be like, hey, I activate the artifacts for the prophets because they rescued me at some point. This is my job, blah, blah, blah. I hate humans. Like, she's a anti-human human who I think has just been religiously brainwashed by the Covenant.
I guess it would be beneficial for them to maybe have, like, a mole.
Well, it's not a mole. It's like, remember, the Covenant can't activate Forerunner technology.
But, like, so what... I mean, that's...
Her job is to activate Forerunner technology for them.
Okay. I guess that's something that she could do.
And honestly, like, they were activating some of the Forerunner technology. They must have. So that kind of does fill in, like, a small loophole, I think.
Yeah, for them to be able to do that, they would need some human who's compliant.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll allow it. That's fine.
Yeah, it was weird to see. It was weird to see. But, like, my mind immediately went to, oh, story-wise, this could go well. This could lead to different avenues of storytelling. And then the nerd part of me in the back of the head was like, that's not canon. And I'm like, oh, God, that part needs to... This is not a canon show. We already know it's not a canon show.
Well,
this is just...
It can be now, I guess.
Because Mjolnir, 6 armor, and blah, blah, blah.
I guess that's true. I don't know. I'm just not a big defender of, like, the Halo lore, I suppose. I like the story. There's a lot of people who are. I know, that's the thing. I don't want to fight them. That's the thing. And I get that. There are those kind of people in any fandom. But that's just... I don't think it's going to bother me, really, for that show.
Right.
Because I feel like the thing with Halo, for me, is, like... I mean, the story's really cool, but I met a lot of friends on Halo. I made a whole, like, animated show on Halo as a kid. It was awesome.
Oh, God.
You know?
Oh, the time of machinima.
Yeah, seriously. And you know, you got to watch things like Red vs. Blue and...
Red vs. Blue?
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth?
Yeah, Rooster Teeth. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so,
Cockbite.
Like, there's that whole, like... That's what that means.
Yeah, cockbite. That's
the
where the
rooster
joke
in the
comes
teeth.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh.
They just wanted. They like. What do we call like cockbite's good insult? Can't call a company cockbite.
Rooster teeth.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have those on DVD. I wonder what I did with them.
Dude, I think I still have like seasons like 3 or 4 on DVD.
Nice. I bet they're hard to find now.
The deleted... I mean, I think you can still get them on Rooster Teeth.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't know why they would stop selling them if people are going to buy it.
That is a good point. That is their avenue of revenue. Oh, I like that.
I mean, to my knowledge, I think Red vs. Blue is actually still going.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't stop. They just did different versions of the story. Like, it's good.
Anyway.
It's definitely not like the humor's changed, so it's not like, you know... Tucker walks in, makes a joke, and goes, bow, chicka, bow, wow. But it is still a bunch of, like, Halo figures just nodding their head like this, as if they're talking. I'll
never forget, I don't know why, but what's Caboose has... He says, he's like, they eat their young just like chiropractors. And for some reason, I don't know why, that line just pops into my head once in a while. It's not very funny on its own.
Caboose is great.
But it cracks
me up. But that's illegal!
It's just... it's that kind of stuff. That's what Halo is to me. You know? Is like this whole community. It is
beyond the lore. It is beyond the lore. It is also the community. It is also... Listen. It was one of the best times and most toxic times of my life. Halo was.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Yeah.
You ever just sit in a group? You all have 2 Xboxes. You're all doing a major LAN Slayer party, and then someone presses X right before the game starts. Several times in a row.
What happens then?
Well, then the game doesn't play. Remember, it goes boop, boop, boop. Press X and you have to hit ready again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm calling out a lot of our current friends. Me included, because I became toxic after you guys did it to me so many times. But a lot of our old friends who used to play Halo with, who shall not be named, fuckers. I just want to play Slayer. I just want to play.
I was thinking about all the bad things that I heard people say that probably at that age I shouldn't have heard.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the internet, right?
Yeah, seriously. You know what?
You know,
that's a weird thing that our generation has.
I think the internet is still fucked up.
Oh, it is. No. I'm not saying we were just the first. We were the first, you know?
Fair. Do you think the internet was more racist back then?
I mean, I would like to think that it has improved. I don't know if that is necessarily true.
Because I've seen the whole, like, people like, oh, you say people are trash and they're dog water. I'm like, you mean you don't question their sexuality and say you're going to fuck their mom? Is that...
Yeah, I mean, I guess
anymore?
The thing is like, you know, people when they play online now use like private Discord things, and like it's not as open as it was.
They actually intentionally make it so you can't really.
Right, and I think that's
true.
I think that there's that and it's like TikTok
and
too,
profanity.
Right? Like
watch your profanity.
There's so many
filters.
There's so many filters on TikTok too, right? Where like they'll just delete a video.
You can't even say die on TikTok. Well, you can't type die.
Right. You can't like it's
unalive.
It's so but because of that, it seems like a nicer place. People are nicer on there because they're not allowed because they're not fucking allowed to be mean, which is nice.
If it is a platform that you are using, I see a platform as basically like you're in someone's house, you should follow their rules to be respectful.
Yeah.
That being said, censorship to such a degree on other things to me is...
Yeah, I kind of wish that people
It's hard. It's a hard censorship thing, right? Because it's a censorship thing.
No, I kind of wish that people would just be nice even if they didn't have to be. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But good fucking luck with that. You know.
Yeah.
I can't, you know. There's no fixing that. But I do think that in general, I don't know, I have a nicer time on the internet than I did as a kid. But maybe that's just because I'm older and wiser.
No, I mean, I think I still enjoy the internet the same amount.
No, I just mean, like, as far as, like, people being mean and racist and shit.
Oh, well, I was not as racist. I wasn't racist. I was just as mean, though.
No, I mean,
I was
like...
just mean back.
Yeah, but just, like, what you've experienced, you know?
Mm-hmm. Fair.
I feel like generally my day-to-day experience on the internet is less mean.
Right.
Than it used to be.
That's fair.
And maybe it's just because I've gotten smarter.
Are still fucked.
I see, and I guess I just don't know.
See, that's the thing. You choose where you want to spend your time. That's
exactly.
The most powerful thing you have. You choose to be in places where that stuff isn't there, and that's fine. I can't
even go on
for drawing the line.
Reddit half the time anymore because people on Reddit sometimes get mean.
Oh, you think people on Reddit are mean?
I think sometimes, yeah.
Man, I still go on 4chan sometimes.
Oh God, yeah. See, that's a whole fucking...
Yeah.
You know, I do appreciate 4chan for introducing me to things like
4chan was such a crazy part of our childhood.
I wouldn't have seen like Junji Ito's comics or like a bunch of memes that have shaped me.
A bunch of shock value.
I guess the shock too. Oh God, yeah. There's some
wild times.
There's some bad stuff, man. And I feel like that stuff had to affect our brains, right? Like, are we okay?
Oh yeah, I'm surprised you're not as desensitized as I am, honestly.
I mean, I would say that I'm pretty desensitized to things.
Mm-hmm. You, the dude who was scared of pain and panic?
Yeah. Well, when I was 5, I'm not scared of pain.
I was eating that shit up and watching Power Rangers.
I'm not
apparently
scared
both those things scared you at the same age I was.
I'm not scared of Power Rangers now. Mostly. It's fine. I'll watch the Power Rangers. It just is, like... I don't know. I mean, I think that I'm pretty desensitized, but I like to sort of be conscious about that and then try to feel something once in a while, because it is exhausting see all of
Allow yourself to feel.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to feel. So I'm going to say something crazy.
God.
So there are some times where, like... And it's very logical how my brain processes it, right? Where I'm like, you know what? I haven't emotionally released in some way, shape, or form that wasn't either anger or laughter.
Really?
In a long time. I'll go through stages where, like, when was the last time I was sad about something? Like, when was the last time I was emotionally sad about something?
Oh, well, that's probably good.
Or let myself feel sad, because I'll bury sad down.
No, see, you should let yourself... Right? See, listen, what I do is I watch It's a Wonderful Life every year around Christmas, and I cry like a fucking baby at the end.
So that's what I do too. I basically have a YouTube playlist of, Joe, you haven't, like, emotionally, like, released your sadness in 8 months. You should probably do something about that before you break, you dumbass.
That's good,
so
though.
I have
specific
YouTube clips to evoke me to cry.
That's fine.
That occasionally,
wait, what are the clips?
The scene from Click where he's dying and he
that's
accepts
intense.
his death.
So
that's intense, right? That, like, especially because, like, most of the movie it's comedy, and then it's just you see his life fall apart, and then it's like, fuck.
I feel like in the context of that movie is what did it too, because it's like you go in, you're like, I'm gonna watch a stupid Adam Sandler movie, and then toward the end you're like, why is this so horrible?
No, I'm the angel of death, Adam.
Yeah, like, that's fun. You know, Christopher Walken probably killed Natalie Wood, though. What's the other clip that you?
I love.
Or at the very least, he just watched and didn't say anything. What's the other clip that you?
The other clip is, hello anime nerds, I am a semi-anime nerd. I like One Piece a lot. And there is a character in One Piece, whose death scene is like a whole funeral and goodbye.
Uh-huh.
And that character is their first boat.
Alright, I'm not gonna...
I cry over a boat.
Listen, whatever, man.
Listen, the Going Merry was one of our best Nakama, and its death scene hurts to this day. Hurts to this day.
Alright.
Those who say they don't cry and don't feel during that scene, I don't count you as real fans of One Piece.
I guess I just have never watched One Piece.
No, listen, dude, you haven't, and it's fine. It's fine. I get it. It's a lot. There's a lot of One Piece. It's very long.
I feel like that's the thing with most anime for me, is it goes on for so long. Like
Death Note, One Piece is like on episode something. Death Note is not long.
But Death Note has a point, I feel like, where it clearly should end, and it doesn't. And then there's like a whole council involved, and
the original ending of Death Note had him beating L and then eventually being found out later and dying. Right.
Right.
Cool.
Fine.
The original live action movies was 2 movies long, right? And they changed the ending, where L beats him and he dies. And I think it's a better ending to that show, and is actually just like that last scene is really good.
I could see that. Yeah, I feel like that makes...
Don't watch the Netflix adaptation. That's trash.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it, but that makes sense, because I feel like... Yeah, I don't know. That sounds fine.
I cry over Adam Sandler in a boat. That's my emotional release.
Are those the only 2 clips?
No, but that's the only 2 clips you need to know about.
You know what gets me, too? What makes me cry? Is the movie About Time. If you ever have, I think it's on Netflix. It's a movie directed by the guy who directed Love Actually, which is a pretty sappy movie that I enjoy.
Well, you can't have Love Actually.
Yeah, they say the name of the movie right away in that movie, actually. But I don't know, man. It's with Domhnall Gleeson and what's her name? Oh, why can't I remember her name? She's great.
I don't know.
She's in Red Eye, and she's in Game Night, and she's in The Notebook, and she's in Rachel McAdams. Rachel McAdams is in it. Anyway,
gotcha.
The movie has this whole like plot line about his dad and like going back in time to spend time with him, and it gets me fucking every time, dude. I don't know. It's intense. I cry at that movie. Gotcha. Every once in a while, I'll be like, I need a good cry. I'll put on About Time. If it's not Christmas, because if it's Christmas, it's a Wonderful Life. Everybody who is listening who hasn't seen About Time or It's a Wonderful Life should check those out. Not really Click, though. Don't check out Click. Okay, tell me 2 more.
Well, you should watch Click. I like Click. Click was great. Fuck off. Fuck you. 2 more queens. The beginning of Land Before Time.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's... What the fuck is with that movie, man?
Well, if it didn't have its sequels, apparently they all died, and that's heaven. Yeah, at the end of the movie.
Don Bluth wanted to fucking ruin people. And that's the thing, is like, as a kid, the sequels make it like a fun, happy-go-lucky thing.
Yeah. All the sequels are happy. The first one is, this is a Don Bluth movie.
Oh,
Here
Jesus
you go.
Christ, dude, that movie. All right, what's the other one?
Mom, wake up.
Oh,
you
God,
gotta wake up. And that fucks me every time.
What's the other one?
I'm sorry.
Fucking dinosaur movies.
Same thing. It's very much the same vein. Simba talking to his dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dad? Yeah.
I skipped that part when I was a kid.
You skipped them?
It was too much, dude. Are you kidding?
You gotta feel. You gotta evoke emotion.
It's too much. Well, so I guess that's our opinion on Halo.
This got weird. Thanks for joining us. This is wild, right?
I'm glad we're continuing the traditional podcast as well, because we would have never talked to... We can't do a slideshow about movies that make us cry. I guess we could, but where would that go?
Let's not.
I want to now.
Let's not.
Saddest movies ever. You know, The Notebook just doesn't do it for me, though. People are always crying about The Notebook.
Bridge to Terabithia?
I've never seen that. I've never read it either.
Oh, bro, don't. Just don't. Don't.
Okay.
It's unnecessary.
That's why, because I feel like anybody who's like read that book or seen that movie is like, just don't even, because it's...
That was unnecessary.
Yeah, so depressing.
Fuck you for that. Fuck you that story. Fuck you for that story.
Flowers for Algernon, the book Flowers for Algernon.
Oh.
That's a depressing story. Anyway, that was a podcast. Join us.
Are we going to see the rabbits, George?
No, that's of Mice and Men. Jesus.
Mice and Men, also sad.
Also sad. God damn it. No, listen, we're done. Stop making me sad.
The Sad Boy podcast is over.
We will be back on Friday with a PowerPoint, and then back on Wednesday with more shit that makes us sad. We'll see you then.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Or listening. You can listen to this part.
I turned it off already.